Before we start today's video, just like to thank Rec Watches for collaborating with the channel. Now, Rec Watches make some amazing timepieces that are manufactured from recycled parts of vintage cars and aircraft. The watch I'm wearing at the moment is the 90103. That one there has parts from a 911 used in the face and the back of it. Has some amazing Porsche inspired features, such as the chassis number of the car that the parts were taken from, same font that is in the Porsche 911 logo, and also the back of the watch, as you can see here, is in the design element of a Fuchs wheel. If you're any sort of car enthusiast, check out Rec Watches, fantastic products. Anyway, let's have a look at some cars. G'day everyone, Marc here from Marc and Cars. It is a pretty grim winter's evening here in Perth, and I'm at a fairly nondescript suburban location to look at a private car collection. Let's go inside and have a look. As soon as you walk in the door here, you can see there is a pretty amazing selection of race cars here. These particular cars are from the V8 Supercar category, which is Australia's premier touring car category. Also around the room you can see there's quite a few guitars. They're all signed by famous musicians. The collector's also quite a music enthusiast. Along with these cars, which all have some amazing provenance when it comes to winning and racing in Australia's premier events, there's also quite a lot of helmets used by the drivers in the various events. So all these helmets have all been used in races and all signed by the owners of the helmets. So clearly the owner's a big fan. Here we've got some Ford V8 Supercars. All three of these are quite famous from the end of the 90s to the early 2000s and driven by pretty important drivers too. We're talking drivers like Glenn Seaton, Dick Johnson, and if you don't know who these guys are, you should Google them because it's pretty amazing history there. And he's also collected a lot of crashed panels, as you can see, mainly bonnets because of how close the racing is. A few front guards there. Let's just have a quick walk through of the collection at ground level. I will go through each of these cars one by one, get you up to speed on what cars are in the collection. Eagle-eyed, if you would notice some motorcycles up on the right there, so we'll have a look at those as well. And this is a different view from a mezzanine that sits above this, which has some pretty amazing motorcycles itself. We'll have a look at those in a moment. So here we've got a Holden VK Commodore. It's an SS Group A. Car was nicknamed the Blue Meanie. Amazing performance car, 5 litre manual, great set of mags on it, and look at that signature, Peter Brock. Parked right next to it is a VN Group A. This is a car from about 89, 90. Many of these cars are actually manufactured. This is in the early days of HSV Holden special vehicles, and again, really rare car, quite valuable these days actually, and this is in amazing condition. And we've got a bit of American muscle here. What do we got here? A Boss 302 Mustang. At first it looks a bit like a Mach 1 Mustang from the early 70s, but check out that front splitter. And also that cold air intake, or what we call in Australia a shaker, because it was also used on the XY GT Falcons and the GT HOs. You see the Boss 302 decal on the side. The car's a great colour and fantastic wheels for the period. Next to that, we've got a bit of a race car here. It's a bit of a resto mod. It's been modified for racing, has a few modern touches done to it. Check out those alloys with those spin-ons, they look amazing. It's a GT350. Car has got more modern brakes on it. It's got a roll cage, harnesses, racing seats. You can see here from the dash that it also has some auxiliary gauges. It's a manual car. Beautiful wooden steering wheel too. And on the other side, we've got a Holden Tirona. Now, I don't actually know much about Holden Tironas, so anyone in the comments, please let me know what model is it. Looks in amazing condition. Those guards that are sort of riveted onto the side or bolted on the side look amazing, and in stark contrast to the Lamborghini Gallardo that's parked straight next to it. This car's great colour combination. You can't really see it here, but it's got a red leather interior, but combined with that silver paint, that black pinstripe and those black satin wheels, and a bit of dirt to show it actually gets driven. Great looking car. We've got a, contrary to the number plate, It is a 997 GT3 Club Sport. Club Sport meaning it's got the roll cage, racing seats, harnesses. It's actually a manual car. And I think the triple black looks amazing on it, and it really stands on its own parked next to a car that is simply stunning. Previous generation Vantage S Red Bull racing model or spec, the navy with the yellow pinstripe, carbon inserts, there's a bit of Red Bull action there. There's also some Red Bull graphics in the interior, so it's a pretty stunning car. But for me, the pick of the whole collection is this Di Tommaso Pantera, early 70s Italian icon. The car not only reliable due to its Ford 351 or 5.8 litre V8 jammed in the middle there with the ZF transaxle and an amazing exhaust system. Have a look at that. The car sounds amazing, drives amazing, and look, simplistically, it looks amazing. This particular car is no concours car. It's been modified for driving fun and performance. There's that famous flick on that sort of back window there, like all the Gandini designed cars. And this is one of his best in my mind. Those Simmons 3-piece wheels look amazing. Up on the mezzanine here, we've got the motorcycle collection. These are mostly road bikes with a few track bikes there, but have a look at these Suzuki Katanas. We've got an RG500 there, 2-stroke 500cc, absolute weapon of a motorcycle. Got a couple of Honda CBRs from the 80s there, absolutely pristine condition. Look at the gold on them, reminiscent of the era. Got a Honda CBR 1000, got a few other Honda, I guess, replica bikes here. So, you know, we've got the Repsol, we've got the Rothmans. So these are just, you know, tribute motorcycles. And along the back, we've got some restored 70s and 80s motocross bikes. This particular bike, CR500, single cylinder 500cc 2-stroke. The power band's about 500 revs wide. They're an absolute death machine. You want a bike on its back wheel, that's your choice. And along this wall here, we've got a few more track bikes. You can see mostly Yamaha, with the exception of this Bermuda Vidue here. Now these bikes, 2-stroke 500cc V-twin, sound absolutely amazing, and you just don't see many of these bikes anymore. This is an absolute cracker. And on the wall, back down in the car collection, the owner clearly has a problem with 2-stroke 250cc motorcycles for the track. An amazing collection here, all of which run apparently, and we've got an aeroplane hanging from the roof. So I'm sure you'll agree the collection has been well worth the watch. There's just some amazing motor cars and memorabilia, guitars, motorcycles, race outfits, the whole box and dice, and even an aeroplane. So please, if you enjoyed the video, think about sharing it, subscribe if you haven't already, and also if you've got any comments to make about my commentary, please put it in the comments below. Love reading that stuff, and I'll get back to you with as much information as I can. Really appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. Marc and Cars.